Eso fue lo que dijiste tú. No era amor, no era amor, pero a mí sí me partió en dos. No era amor, no era amor, pero a mí sí me partió en dos. No era amor, no era amor.
This endgame is an absolute roller coaster between Hans Niemann and Lorenzo Lodici. In this position here, bishop to c8 was played, but the best move was actually just going for rook to e2. And it's very difficult to understand it, but it was the best move, because here after rook to d1, now you just go for rook to e7 back, not allowing the rook to infiltrate, and after king to g6, just go for bishop to e4. And maybe you would have some chances to be able to survive. But what happened was absolutely insane. I mean, it could have been anyone's game. After h4, hey, bishop to c8 was played. Now just comes bishop to c7 check, king moves, and now just bishop to d6, but just king to b6 again, bishop to c5 check, king to b7, and just bishop to d4 in this position, trying to just go for that pawn. But you can see the engine evaluation shifting, because now there is a better move in this position for Hans, and Hans goes for it. He goes for rook to e4, attacking the bishop, and now just comes a rook caps on c8. Lodici actually sacrificed the exchange, thinking that the endgame is completely winning after king captures. But the thing is that bishop captures now, and now just king to d7 was played by Hans. h5, and how do you stop those pawns? Hey, king to e7, now you can get in time. h6, king to f7, and after bishop to f6, just king to g8 was played by Hans, and the endgame is completely drawn. King to g6, now just comes rook to g4 check, bishop to g5 blocking. And how do you actually try to, well, save this one? The thing is that rook to g2 or rook to g3 both were working fine. If you try to go for h7 check this, you cannot go for this because this is pinned. And now if you try to go for f6, then just comes this rook to f2, doesn't allow the bishop to be able to move that freely. And if you try to go for f7, then just comes a rook captures, and king has to capture, and after the king captures, this game would have been a draw. But after bishop to g5, Hans played the only move which completely loses the game right on the spot. He goes for rook to g1, and this loses only because of a continuation of moves that starts with f6. And you must be thinking, it's the same idea, how is it losing? After rook to f1, hit bishop to e3, and this is the idea, because now you are getting checkmated. Rook to f3, it just h7 check, king moves, now just comes even f7, a beautiful move. If you capture this, then this promotes, and if you try to capture this, then this would be a very nice checkmate. So after this rook to g3 check was played, bishop to g5, and here in this position Hans Niemann resigned the game, and with that Lorenzo Lodici moves to round 3 of Fide World Cup after beating 2700 legend Hans Niemann.